Hello, everyone. I'm just waiting for Facebook to stream live here. Just one moment, please. Hello, everyone. I'm just waiting for one moment, please. All right, let's do this. All right, everyone. Good to have you. Thank you for joining me. It is Thursday already. This week is going by in a blink, and I can't believe we're already in the second week of March, which is totally insane. And what I wanted to talk about today is the yo-yo, the games that we play with ourselves, the games that we play with ourselves. And our mind is really powerful, and really convincing. And that's why this journey of empowerment isn't about the mind and the journey of the mind, because the mind is protected by the ego. And yesterday I did a lot of coaching with my clients talking about ego. And the ego's job is to exert fear and to try to control. And most of everything that we want is on the other side of fear. It's in the land of the unknown. And in the past, for most of us, the unknown was scary. We like to know what's going on. We like to feel in control of what's going on. We like to have all of our ducks in a row so that we feel safe. But do you see that the very thing that you might want, whether it's a beautiful, prosperous business, whether it is the relationship of your dreams, whether it's something that could be perceived as a miracle, and you're like, I really want that. I have no idea how that's going to happen. And recognizing that everything that we want is on the other side of fear, that it is in the land of the unknown. And I have a lot of clients and they're just like me. When I get scared, I'm human like everybody else. And, my intention here is to share the human vulnerable side of me. That, it's easy for me to tout the fact that I've had, a multi-six-figure business the last 3 years now, but that's not what this group is about. And for me to share, I'm all of that and you're not, it's for you to see that, I am a real person. And these conversations that we're having today, right now, are all real conversations that I have with my coach, with my partner, my friends, and my clients have with me. And that every one of these things that every one of us experiences is perfectly okay. That it's safe to be you. It's safe to have fear. It's safe to have sadness. It's safe to be insecure. It's safe to have doubt, because we look at those things, we look at the fear, we look at the doubt, and we go, oh no, I don't like the way that feels. Holy crap, what can I control? What can I do to make me feel safe? And then we retract our energy, which means we retract our abundance. And now the very thing that we want, we move a step away from. And I've just noticed, it's developing a different relationship with fear. It's developing a different relationship with myself, because everything that I feel about me is what I send out to the universe. And that's really what this whole journey is about, my friends. Really taking ownership and empowerment over your own life. That is the miracle. That is the miracle. And one thing that I share with my clients frequently is fear comes from the past. Fear always comes from the past. And sometimes when I get in my head and I get in fear, I'm literally in the process of revamping my entire business. Literally. The sales, the marketing, the visibility, expanding my group, putting different levels of energy into things that I didn't before. And sometimes I get scared too. And I forget, because in those moments when the fear takes over, I forget that fear is from the past. That fear, and really, most of us spend a lot of time and energy hiding ourselves and avoiding those feelings that feel negative or bad. But what if it was really safe within you to experience the fear, to experience the emotions behind the fear, to experience just the sadness behind hiding with the fear? And what if you could actually step into you, all of you, and just let the tears flow, knowing that things only have the meaning that we give them. Just because I have fear doesn't mean that I am fearful. I'm just going to say that one more time. Just because I have fear doesn't mean that I am fearful, because who I am, the power of I am, is someone who is limitless, someone who is blessed beyond measure, someone who really has it all in every form and phenomenon. I really do. And I bet that's most of you too. It's really easy to paint a convincing picture that the life that you have is any less than a miracle. But what if you were to come back into trust and come back into alignment, come back into your heart, and realize that, you know what, the part of you that has the fear may be the very part of you that wants you to grow. It may be the part of you that wants to leave the toxic relationship, the part of you that wants to leave the job that doesn't serve you anymore, the part of you that wants to make more money, be more expansive, have levels of freedom you never imagined. And that, my friends, is the voice of the soul. The voice of the soul is the part of you that is so committed to growth. It's that part of you connected to your intuition that tells you, you know what, this is what you need to do. And the truth is, like I mentioned with me, everything leading up to these business changes that I'm executing as we speak have all been cooking in the background for months for me. I have known that I want to expand the people that I serve. I know that I want to show up more. I know that I need to show up more, and not just for you, but for me. When I show up and I speak to you, I'm also speaking to me, because every one of you is me. And the ones that resonate with me are going to be like, that's me. That's me. I also have that. Those are my people that are willing to show up and be vulnerable and be like, you know what? I know that my life in the past has been ruled by fear and control, but maybe I'm ready for something different. And I don't know what that something different is, but I know it has to change. And every time that incredible miracles have happened in my life, and that entails getting a divorce, to know that something isn't working for a long time, to be trapped in the safety and security of it, and to finally have the courage to listen to that inner voice and truly be vulnerable with myself and be like, you know what, I realize I'm scared. I realize that this isn't working for us anymore. I realize that my kids aren't really happy being in a home where two parents don't love each other the way that they did. And I'm going to trust me and trust that we're going to be okay. And we have always been okay. And the biggest thing that I believe that has helped me, and I'm going to talk about business in a minute, but with my divorce and the transitions with my kids throughout the course of my divorce, has been my commitment to peace. Like, I get to have my emotions, and I have emotional days. Show me one woman who doesn't have an emotional day. I definitely have my share of emotional days. But now those emotions don't have to rule me. Those emotions don't have to drag me down. Those emotions don't have to define who I am. I can experience the fear, have the fear, let it happen, allow myself to feel it, and then realize, you know what, I'm not the fear. That when I have sadness, I have tears, I have, fears that come up, my fears are always, always, always connected to the past. Do you see that? And what most of us have is fear and anxiety. Fear comes from the past. Anxiety is projected towards the future. It's easy to take fear from the past. And there have been times in my life where my ex-husband and I, we were basically broke and we've gone paycheck to paycheck. My first year in my business, and I was showing up live a lot in the week. I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have a business coach. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And I showed up to serve anyway. And it was my commitment to serve anyway that led me from one thing to the other, leading me to a path of synchronicities that eventually created my business. But when I have fear today, I forget that. I forget that the last time I had fear, or the thing that's holding me back today sometimes, is always from the past. It's not from the present, and it's not in the future. That I can take that past fear and project it in the future, and I lose my peace. But the more I can commit to my peace and being peaceful every day, no matter what, that means where my old go-to was overwhelm and really being controlling. I really was, really, really was. And I had to get back in flow. I get to go back to trust. I get to come back to surrender. I get to give that part of me that gets scared so much love. Wow. I really love that part of me that really wants to keep me safe. Whereas my soul has been telling me for a long time. And I get to come back to the voice of the soul and almost talk to the fear and be like, I know it's scary. I feel the scare. I feel scared too. I feel it. And to really have a different relationship with myself and be like, it's okay to feel scared. It's not who we are. We are stepping into the journey of the soul, and the journey of your heart, a journey of your soul, my friends, will lead you to a path of greater prosperity, greater abundance, greater love, greater connection that you could ever, ever, ever fathom. And I get to see miracles in my life every day. And I get to experience my clients transform in front of my very eyes every day. And when it comes to fears around business, fears with expansion, fears come from the past. And it's really easy to go into survival mode and really retract your energy. But you see, what I feel about me on the inside is what I put out to the world on the outside. If I trust me, and even when I have fear, to step into my power anyway, to acknowledge that part of me that's scared, and to move into the path of my soul anyway, has been the most beautiful gift I have ever given myself. And that, what we look for, that safety, security we look for outside of us, it doesn't exist outside of us. It actually exists within us. So the more I show up for me every day, I allow myself to feel the feelings that hold me back sometimes. Just allow them to flow without giving it another meaning. Come back into love and compassion for myself. Reassure myself, Karishma, I love you so much. And it's okay to be scared. No wonder you were scared. As a child, it was safer to hide. You stayed in a marriage for 17 years because you were scared. And you left anyway because you knew that it wasn't working anymore. And here you are a year and a half later, and you have more freedom in your life than you could have ever imagined. And that freedom isn't about having an amazing partner, which I do in my life today, which is just has a lot more connection, more intimacy, more love, more joy, more fun, than I could have ever imagined years ago. But see, that's the journey of my soul. And I was ready to listen when I was listening and made that action. And it all worked out. And I realized today that I get to have a different relationship with fear and be like, it's okay to step into the journey of my soul. I've got you, Karishma. And I'm teaching you all these things using me as an example in this case. So you can learn really what works. Because screaming up and down, rah, rah, I'm not scared, your brain is like, BS, you are. But when you start cultivating intimacy within you, vulnerability within you, realize that you don't have to hide, because who you're hiding from is you. And we think we do a great job hiding. We can't hide from within us, friends. We have to be with all of us all the time. So isn't it worthwhile creating that beautiful relationship with yourself on the inside? And sometimes we find ourselves teeter-tottering between faith and fear, and realizing faith is the journey of the soul. It's a part of you that knows that you want something different, more. And there's a voice of fear, the ego, whose job is to exert fear and control. And recognize, just because you're scared, it's okay to be scared. You just get to allow yourself to feel it. Embrace that part of you, that inner child inside of you that feels scared, and have compassion for you for having the fear, and have gratitude for you to realize that that fear isn't you. And, a lot of this starts with a different level of self-talk within ourselves. And I know for me, I used to be my biggest bully, always shitting on myself, Karishma, you should do this, you should do this, do this. And it just went on and on and on. So instead of me shitting on myself, which is kind of like verbally abusing myself, if you see the connection, like, you're not good enough, who are you to, you should do this. It's almost like you're abusing yourself, right? And most of us do. In our mind, we're so much worse in terms of criticism within ourselves. And instead of that, just one day at a time, exerting more love, more compassion, and more grace within you. And if you're interested in getting support to move from fear into faith, from fear into trust, from fear into the voice of your soul, and really having that commitment to work on you to recultivate and recreate a relationship within you, I'm dropping a link here below. Feel free to connect with me. Happy to serve you with a free 15-minute chat to see how I can support you. Hope you all have a beautiful rest of Thursday. Blessings to all of you, and gratitude for your presence today. Bye.